Hey, it's Miss Cool. These bumps aren't fun when you turn 66 years old. Check it out. You want to right away put it under cold water, okay? I'm trying to stay calm here and talk. I barely bumped my hand. Getting older, this is what happens. I'm not a victim. Just sharing this video to let you know that enjoy your skin now. I've worked hard in my life, so my hands are pretty much showing it. And even if you haven't worked hard in your life, guess what? You could get these brown spots. If I barely just tap anything like that, softly walking by, every time it happens, you're like, I've got to watch what I'm doing here. So I'm drinking my beet juice, and it's really good. And it's pretty strong. Just coming on here to let people know that if you could treat some seniors nice that are older, it would be a good idea. You know, looking at this Star David right now, it just gave me a flashback on when I was in West LA by the La Brea tar pits. In LA, they have a place where they have tar pits, like where the dinosaurs were. And I was in a really, really expensive, I'll say rich. I was in a rich mother's home when I had a baby very young. I had a baby at 15. Long story short, I met some real Holocaust people in that park sitting there. And I've never thought of this before. It just came to me. And since I'm just like on the spot, they had not Star Davis, but numbers. So long story short, it's interesting. I could share the story of why I have that tattoo there, because tattoos aren't really good for you. I can't judge other people. I saw a t-shirt in the mall that said, God loves me and my tattoos. But for me today, just jumping off, my tattoo has a different meaning behind it. And you can turn something bad into good. People have scars and different things. I don't really like being around addicts or people that drink. They get a little out of hand. And I've had my share of that as a child and growing up. Seems like when I get in their atmosphere, they could, danger. Go to a safe place. But I had a girl that burned my chest with a cigarette. And the cherry on it, which is the end of the cigarette that's really hot and lit, she burned my chest with it. And I was like, ah! And there's a whole story that goes with it. But briefly, you can turn your scar into something good. So I kept looking at this, burn on my chest for when it happened. I thought, what am I going to do? Always wear a shirt over it or put a little bird? And I thought, why don't you put a Star David? Because that's how you sign all your art, right? So if I sign all my art with a Star David, why not put that same symbol right here? Have a lovely day. Be careful. Got my white hair coming back. That was a short little jump in. When I worked for the newspaper, I worked for the Daily Herald and I worked for the Utah County Journal. It was interesting because you take memories from every job you've ever had. So an insert. We used to put an insert of paper inside the newspaper. So if you could get somebody to run an ad, then they didn't have to do a long term. But say, for example, if you want to make a sale on a newspaper, you would call that an insert. So I'm inserting today. It was a lot of fun working for the newspaper. There's something about my personality. I don't know if I'm really good at it, but let's just say I'll be humble about it and say, I know what I know about me and like. Do I follow an ambulance or a fire truck to an accident? Or when I see one? I'm not there to report that. I'm there to kind of drive by and pray. But I've seen some accidents in my life. And all the movie stars make all the big awards. Today, another shout out for all the MTs or those medics and the ambulances. They're the heroes. They're the ones that help the people. They're the ones that aren't pretending. And God bless you. But if a movie can give you a good feeling, not some weird feeling, but if that's what you like. But I want to tell you, I have respect for doctors, nurses, and people like that, okay? So God bless you today. Quick little jump on here about bruising your hand. It all goes around in a circle here. And hit it with cold water. When I busted my vein in a foot, when you get older as well, that one really hurts, okay? You can like bust your vein, and when they pop, you do the same thing too. Run it in ice cold water. So it's Miss Cool saying, talking about aging, getting wise, like an old bottle of wine in a deep, deep cellar that you'd have to go way down the stairs to get. I've been in them cellars too. Grapes hanging on the ceiling. You're like, wow, man, crack it open. And what do you say? What do you say? Mazel tov.